Finally, I would like to point out that our function with upvote request, here we're basically saying that the user that wants to upvote is able to come to this contract and look at the array of requests. And they will know that which number in the array that is the request they want to upvote for. So in reality, this is probably not the best design, but for simplicity and just to keep this lecture at a level where it doesn't get overly complicated and take a lot of time, this is what we are going to assume for here. So the first thing we're going to do is we want to make sure that the voter here has not already voted for this request. So how are we going to do that? So what we're going to do is we're going to use the requests array, and then we are going to look at the position inside of this array. So this specific request that the user specified that they wanted to upvote. We want to see that the upvoters inside of this array, I guess the better way to explain this would be it is an array of requests, and each request is a struct. So each request will have these four values, and we want to make sure the upvoters here, the property here, given the message sender, is not already existing in there. So once it exists, we will mark it true, and we'll do that later on. And if it's false, then that means this user has not voted yet before. So the way to do this is we want to require that this statement we just wrote is false. So if it is false, then it will continue proceed on the code. If it is true, meaning the voter already voted, then it will throw an error. So let me put in comments. Check if voter already voted for this request. That is what that is doing. Next up, if the voter is allowed to vote, meaning he hasn't voted for this specific request before, then we will mark the voter as already voted for this request. Oops. The way we'll do that is we want to look at the request array, and then again we want to go to the specific requests in this array that the voter has decided to vote on, and we will mark the upvoter of, again, this sender as true. So the next time he tries to vote for the same request, he will be marked as true, and therefore this will throw an error, this line right here. And then finally, we want to basically add 1 to this upvote count for this specific request so that we can display how many upvote counts does this request actually have. And the way we'll do that is we'll go to the array and find this specific request, and we want to find the upvote count, and we want to add 1 to that. So that's how we do that. And voila, there is our feature request contract. So in the next section, we will compile this, also using Remix, and we will, test it out a little bit.